I think we are live on YouTube right now. And I think we're live on TikTok as well. Yeah. Um, Hi everyone, it's Global Scholarships and I'm your host Az. I hope you're all doing well. I hope everything is going great. And again, as always, we are here with another Friday live stream. We're here every Friday. And of course, as always, I'm here joined by Ayman. Hi Ayman, how are you?
Hi, Az. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fine too. Thank you very much. So, everyone, we are here to answer your questions, like your questions about scholarships, about, hang on, scholarships, about studying abroad, about universities in other countries, that sort of topics. And if you do not know, we are globalscholarships.com. We're a platform that shares a lot of informative stuff about scholarships. We have a website, it's completely free, as you can see. And we do have a YouTube channel if you're from TikTok. If you're on YouTube, we do have a TikTok, but we don't do as much as we do on YouTube there. So yeah. So this is completely free. As you can see, there's no like pricing or create an account or something like that. These are like, we have guides here. We have a search tool for trying to find scholarships. We're gonna use that in a second to showcase. We have guides about scholarships. We have guides about countries. We have guides about like tests and documents, etc., etc. So you can go to globalscholarships.com, and this is pretty much what you'll see. We also have a globalscholarships.com $3,000 scholarship, which is given by the platform. Unlike all the scholarships that we have in our database, they're from universities. We're only just sharing information on that. And Hyunli is the founder of Global Scholarships. So we also have scholarship stories. Basically, these are stories of people who have earned some of the most popular. What is okay? Why are you doing this? TikTok. Hang on. Oh, sorry. Okay, so yeah, some of the most popular scholarships around the world. For example, oh no, yeah, it's TikTok is misbehaving again. I'm not sure. Like last live stream, it didn't do that. It just worked pretty much without an issue, but no. So yeah, we have a lot of these stories in our website. You know what? If it keeps doing that, I'm gonna end the live stream on TikTok because there's just no point of doing the live stream on there. That is really weird. Okay, so you can click here to see all stories. I think it's really good to get as much information as you can about very popular scholarships. Like, for example, here we have Chevening Scholarship, which you don't have a lot of. Okay, I'm ending the live stream on TikTok. This just doesn't work. I'm sorry, everyone on TikTok. I'm not sure what is happening, but it just like TikTok keeps closing, keeps hiding my page, which came back right now. It just doesn't really work. It doesn't get the video signal. I'm not sure why. And there's no point in doing the live stream there like this. So if you're interested, you can just head over to YouTube and watch the live stream there without any interruptions, hopefully. So yeah, bye. Thanks for coming. And I'm ending the live stream on TikTok. Such a shame. Because there are a lot of people coming in from TikTok asking questions. Unfortunately, they don't both work at the same time. I have no idea why. Anyway, so for example, Chevening Scholarship is a very popular scholarship on United Kingdom. You don't get a lot of scholarships in United Kingdom, but this is one of the most popular ones in there. It's government scholarship. For example, Erasmus Mundus, two other people from Chevening, Fulbright scholarships, Erasmus. So basically, these scholarships are really difficult to get because a lot of people are interested in them. A lot of people are applying all the time. So I think you can click on any one of these people. For example, if you want to get the Chevening scholarship, you can read the story of this person who got that scholarship and try to get like insights from someone who had actually earned that scholarship, like For example, we have a question, not in this one perhaps, but like, what do you think made you stand out? How did you prepare? Is there anything you would have done differently if you were going to do it all over again? So I think it's really good to get more information about some of these very popular scholarships, because you really need to find something that will make you stand out for these scholarships. And then we have admission results. You can click here. These are basically a collection, like thousands of application results to universities, mainly United States, American universities. You can read them by like nationality. For example, this is a person who had applied to University of California, Berkeley. This is nationality. This is SAT, fully funded, and apparently they got accepted. And you can type in, by the way, let's say Harvard, for example. And as you can see, we have a lot of rejected too. And you will find, for example, a lot of people with perfect SATs and perfect GPAs turned down, while some people without those are accepted. For example, someone with a 1340 SAT got accepted. So it's not really just about the numbers. It's just about the. It's not just about the what you say, like this type of qualifications. Keep that in mind as well. Anyway, so hopefully the YouTube live stream is going well. I don't see any hiccups there. Okay, so other than that, we have guides. For example, we have country guides. You can click here to go and see them. For example, if you're interested in studying in Japan, all right, you can click here. And basically, these are collections of guides that we have about that country, from about higher education to choosing a university, programs to study, applying to a university in that country. For example, we have complete guide to university applications in Japan, etc., etc. Documents and tests, language proficiency tests, and financing your studies. Obviously, this is something a lot of people are very interested in. Cheapest programs, cheapest universities, and how to study for free. Obviously, how to study for free is not something that guarantees you free education. We just try to give you like some tips and like what kind of opportunities exist in that country for free education. And of course, we have the scholarship opportunities. Currently open scholarships in that country, scholarship database, 14 best scholarships. And we also made a lot of videos about these as well. So if you're not a big reader, if you prefer like watching videos, you might want to check those out as well. Obviously, Japanese government scholarships. These are also very, very popular. We made tutorials about these, like this government scholarship and the Korea government scholarships. Yeah, we have more stuff here. Basically, these are just like collections. Hi there, Kurikapura. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, so these are very comprehensive collections that, like, if you read all of them, if you go through all of them, I think you'll have a pretty good grasp on what you need to be able to study in those countries. So, yeah. Also, we do have now, like, a lot of people have been asking us for like consulting services, which we had and then we didn't have, and then had and then didn't have. But now we have consulting services. It's kind of more or less, I think, permanent. Basically, this is a YouTube membership. So if we have YouTube memberships, maybe you want to like support us, or we are planning to make more membership content, like for example more polls, more like high priority in comments, answering your comments. And we have a Discord server. We have a Discord server where you can come and ask your questions about like specific questions about your applications and get more direct application support from our experts. So you can do that through our YouTube memberships. So okay, keep that in mind. Some people have been asking about those. So yeah, I'm trying to get the information out. Other than that, we do, of course, as always, we talk about our search tool. Basically, this is a tool that you can use to find scholarships around the world that is suitable for you. It is completely free and it's very easy to use. I use it all the time to find scholarships to make content on, obviously. For example, you can, if you're interested in a country, if you're interested in a specific university, maybe a program like business, you can just type those in. For example, let's say Germany, right? You can choose the country here and it will show you all the scholarships that we have in our database in Germany. For example, we have about 61 scholarships. But if we reset our filters, we have about 4,500 scholarships. Most of them are in, as you might have guessed, United States. United States is by far like the country who by far has the most scholarships. University of Luxembourg undergraduate student have fully funded scholarship. Let's say Luxembourg. I don't think we have in our database. Yeah, University of Luxembourg. Eamon, do you have anything, any information about this, or we can just search on the internet?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. All right. Let's maybe hang on. Luxembourg. Let me just get the link. Hang on. Let's see if we can find. Hi there, Kuruku. How is it going, by the way? So, I think we can go through, for example, like education. Maybe they have information here. Glance, doctoral education programs, student staff mobility. Okay, it's a bit odd. Are you seeing something about scholarships that you might find? Education, maybe life on campus. Hang on. Social life, outreach. I don't. Yeah, financial support. Here it is. So let's see. We have scholarships here. Not a lot of universities do have. For example, we have Guillaume Dupin International Master Scholarship. We have the eligibility criteria here. International applicants from both. This is. Hang on. Let's see about masters. All eligible. 2 years. Stipend amounts around 10,000 euros per academic year for up to 2 years. Accommodation, paid installments. Tuition fees are not included in the scholarship. So what is the tuition fee though? Bank account, maybe cost of living and budget. Jesus, this is a lot of. This is very high cost of living. I mean, Luxembourg. That's what you would expect from Luxembourg, of course. Estimate monthly budget is very high. Consumer price. I don't see anything about tuition fees, but apparently they must have tuition fees. Otherwise, they wouldn't say it doesn't cover tuition fees. Hardship assistance. We have also Portobello. Eamon, are you seeing anything that piques your interest? We also have faculty specific scholarships, by the way. You know what? Let me just share this link with you.
Yeah.
Maybe you can find more information by yourself. Yeah, go ahead, Eamon. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, they're looking for undergraduate scholarships, and I don't see any except for one exchange scholarship. So, well, I see another one, but it's not fully funded.
Yeah.
I don't think there are any fully funded scholarships at this university. Luxembourg is probably the most expensive country in Europe.
Yeah.
So there's that to keep in mind. I'm not sure if you want to target that as a country that you want to study at. Um, but the main scholarship seems to be for master students.
Yeah, I think so. Like there are two here. This is also not all that comprehensive in terms of both scholarship and information. Again, there are, I think, yeah, which one was it? There was one bachelor, um, economics. It covers monthly stipend, internship. It doesn't cover tuition. So, I mean, if you're really interested, you can look into these. But yeah, you don't find a lot of full funding scholarships in Europe, I'm afraid. I mean, there are a couple of government scholarships in both France, in Germany, and the United Kingdom. But yeah, usually because the tuition fees are not extremely high, like as high as you would see in the United States. So they don't also give you very much like very high scholarships. Hello, can you find PhD scholarships for me? Of course, Said, but I'm gonna need you to be a little bit more like specific because I mean you can just hit enter here, for example, and then in this page you can just filter for PhD in degrees section, and you'll find, as you can see, we have like 1,700 scholarships all around the world. You're welcome, Karuku. Like if there's anything we can help, but yeah. So hi there, Roy. As always, you're here. So biomedical engineering, especially. So what you could do, let's say, let's look at biomedical engineering, right? So yeah, we have about 1,500, and so let me explain uh, what our search tool does when you specify a subject. So first, it shows you scholarships that specifically mention uh, biomedical engineering. For example, like this one, Ralph H. Kellogg Endowed Chancellor Scholarship, University of California, San Francisco, United States. Right. For example, this is for biology or biomedical engineering. You can look into this. Let me share actually this end result with you, right? And for example, here we have another vice chancellor scholarship that also mentions biomedical engineering specifically, but after that, after it runs out of these scholarship, it shows you scholarships that are for all subjects. But all subjects means all subjects offered in that specific university. So if you're looking to into a scholarship, for example, this is not a good, yeah, for example, HDR scholarships in Curtin University. If Curtin University offers, this is for all subjects, if it offers biomedical engineering, you can apply to this scholarship. But if the university does not have that program, you cannot use that program to apply to this scholarship. Can you tell me, please, what score should I get from my LTS, like average? There is a I don't think it's really easy to give you a specific number, but maybe there's like kind of a threshold. Like what would you say, Eamon?
I think a score of 6.5
6, right?
is 6.5. Yeah,
6.5, right?
that's yeah, is what I would say you should aim for. That's the minimum for most scholarships.
Yeah. Sudip Simkada says, I'm disabled. I need around 40% of daily life with assistant. I don't want to apply, but I want to directly talk to university or college. Is it possible? I don't want to apply, but I want to. I mean, there are ways to contact the universities directly, like they have contact information in their website. Is there a specific subject that you would want to contact with them for? And maybe we can help you better uh, if you specify it. Eamon, do you have anything you want to say about this, or do you think we should wait for more information?
Yes, I'm not sure if I understand the question of I don't want to apply, but I want to talk to them. So about what exactly?
Yeah, I think they mean how to get access to the university, but like without going through the, what would you say,
Oh, I
standard.
see what I see. Yes, yes, yes. So they just want to talk to them without like the application. Yeah, you can definitely reach out to universities without
Mm-hmm.
applying. That's definitely fine, and you'll get replies immediately. So
Yeah.
if you want to contact a university, you'll find the contact information. You can talk to them, and you don't have to apply for them.
Yeah, they will usually have information for you as well. So you can, for example, let's say this university, if you're interested in a specific university, I can just, for example, go to admissions page, like click here to go to their website, or you can just obviously Google them. And I think in the about section, can perhaps, or news media, I can usually view, maybe administration. Usually they have contact info. Yeah, usually around here somewhere. Yeah, it changes according to the university, of course. Can I get scholarship with like 8 out of 10 GPA from masters? Um, so you got 8 out of 10 in masters, and you're looking to get scholarships for PhD. Is that, am I understanding that correctly? Um, Eamon, how do you, like, what do you make of this
Um,
question?
yes, that's what they mean. So I think their CGPA maybe is the 8 out of 10
Mhm.
for their masters. You can definitely get scholarships with that GPA, but again, GPA is not the only factor. There are a lot of things to be considered when applying for scholarships, or there are a lot of things that uh, universities or whatever body awards the scholarships considers when awarding those scholarships. GPA is part of it, um, but it's not everything. So there are a lot of criteria that come into play. There's your statement of purpose. There are your letters of recommendation, your essays if they are required by the scholarship. All of these are as important, or I would say even more important than your GPA. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Your GPA would definitely allow you to get a scholarship. So it's an 8 out of 10, but it's just not the only thing that will be considered when awarding the scholarship.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I think so. That like if you tell them that like you're disabled and you want to get information about like whether you can access to that university, I think they would be really happy to help you. Yeah, universities give a lot of importance to being accessible. Okay, so I don't see any new questions. Um, Guys, keep in mind if you can ask your questions at any point. This is a Q&A live stream. Of course, that's what we are here for. But also today we're going to talk about a specific scholarship. So I've asked you last Monday which one you are more interested in: a full tuition scholarship in United States, a full tuition scholarship in Sweden. I don't remember the third one. I think it was South Korea because it was not nowhere near uh, as many votes it got. So US one got a little bit more vote, like a couple of more. But I think it would be better. I'm gonna do something a little ill-advised. But I'm gonna talk about the one in Sweden because some people specifically ask for Sweden scholarships in Sweden, and we don't really talk about Sweden at all. And there are a couple of opportunities that you can find. Obviously, Sweden is a very expensive place, even when compared to United States, like in terms of living costs. But if you get a full tuition scholarship, then you can perhaps like finance the rest. So today we're gonna talk about a scholarship in Sweden. You can, by the way, do this by yourself. Let's choose Sweden here, and bachelor. Yeah, full tuition, and then scholarship deadline open. So this scholarship is open right now. This is global scholarship in Lund University. Lund University is a very good university. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing the name correctly. This is for bachelors and masters. This university, by the way, is like in the top 100 universities in the world, like globally, especially in terms of like medical uh, medical education, medical school. So yeah, as you can see, it's in Lund. It's a large school. There are other scholarships as well. There are not that many full funding scholarships, of course. There are like some external scholarships, full funding that you can find here. Um, we made a video about this in the past. So, by the way, let's see the university, what it looks like. We don't really talk about Sweden and studying in Sweden a lot, but Sweden is a very popular place for a lot of people who want to go live in another country. It gets a lot, and which means it has a bit of an issue as well. So this is the university, as you can see. It's an old university. It's in the like top 100 globally in a lot of different areas. I mean, look at this. So yeah, it's a really good university. So, and this is about like 10 to 20,000 around that, I believe, at the tuition, and master's tuition is pretty much the same. So this scholarship covers that. It is global scholarship at Lund University or Lund University. To be able to apply, you have to have it as your first choice and able to secure funding for other living costs. So they want to make, again, they get a lot of immigrants, that they get a lot of people who are coming there to live, so they don't really want you to go there and have issues living there, having enough funds to cover your living costs. So you have to show them you have funding for that. If you do that, you can get this scholarship. And we have the application process here. So yeah, it basically covers your tuitions, non-EU and EA students. You can get more information by clicking here, of course. And they give you a lot of other information as well. Like, as you can see, these are the scholarships and awards. And yeah, again, living here is a bit expensive. I think you would need more than $1,000 monthly. I looked up the number, but I can't remember it right now. Maybe I can look it up again in a second. So application period, requirements and conditions, and size of the scholarship. Tuition fees only. So yeah, Eamon, do you want to add anything about this scholarship? Eamon, I cannot hear you if you're speaking.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Oh, so I was saying maybe not about this scholarship in particular because it's pretty straightforward. Uh,
Mhm.
um, but studying in Sweden in general is a bit underrated, I would say. I don't, we don't talk about it enough, or we don't talk
Mhm.
about it often, since there is this prevalent idea that Scandinavian countries are pretty expensive, which they
Mhm.
are,
Yeah.
but they're really international student friendly. They are very accepting countries, and in the case of Sweden, for example, at the end of your studies, you are given a 1 year for work search visa. So, uh, for those who want to find job opportunities when they finish studying, Sweden is one of those countries that offer that option. So many countries actually require students to go back to their home country after their studies or after their scholarships, but Sweden doesn't. It encourages international students to search for work, and they give them a whole year to find a job, and it is renewable provided that you are employed. So it is just a good sign that Sweden is international student friendly.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, life in Sweden in general is pretty expensive or not as expensive, just depending on your lifestyle, on your rent, which is pretty much the case for most European countries.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I think it is a very, very viable um, option. And the scholarships deadline is in August, so I think that a lot of students who have most of their documents ready could potentially apply for
Mhm.
this. It's a really good opportunity, and who knows, like maybe someone who's watching now could
Yeah.
apply and get it.
Yeah, we hear from people actually who've like heard about a scholarship in our either our live streams or in one of our videos, applied and got the scholarship, which is always great to hear, of course. And by the way, it's about 900 to $1,200 per month, euros per month, and it's pretty much the same, like about up to $1,300 by this estimation. So you have like accommodation, food, that's all in this. Obviously, tuition fees are not. So if you get your tuition fees covered by this scholarship, they will ask you, do you have about this amount of money to be able to cover your living costs? So that is again one of the requirements of this scholarship. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Global scholarship at London University. So we have one more question. Said Salali says, I have like research related diploma work, but it's in written in Russian and my articles as well. I think you have four articles. Do I still have chances? Um, I'm not sure about like I don't know the procedure on that. Like obviously your diploma and etc. You can just like get them translated to English. There's a procedure about that. Articles, I I think so as well. What do you think, Ayman?
Yeah, so as you said, the I'm not sure if they mean the research itself or the diploma, because the diploma can definitely be translated.
Yeah.
Um, the research part is a little bit tricky,
Hmm.
but I would say it wouldn't hurt your chances, but it wouldn't help them much. If you're applying to scholarships, most of the time you get an interview where they try to
Yeah.
gauge your overall understanding about the subject. And you're most likely, so for a PhD, you're most likely to be asked to provide the research proposal. And I think it will, that's what would be considered more than any publications you had before. Of course, publications help and you can probably cite them, but if they can't check them out or read them, I'm not sure how much they would help. But the fact that you have articles published, I think it shows a little bit of credibility. So on top of your research proposal, and if there is an interview, they can definitely tell how much you understand of your about your subject. They can see if you're competent enough, and that would be all that matters. So I think the articles just give you credibility because, well, they're published, and if they're published, they have been um vetted by other people. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it also kind of, I agree. It kind of also depends on like what type of research and what type of uh, like journal, for example, you have published your articles in, like peer reviewed, like what is the ranking? Because like even if it's Russian, if it's like a high ranking, a very reputable journal that you published your articles in, they could just get that information very quickly. Like it's a very high ranking, very prominent journal, even if it's Russian, they could at least get the information about like how well the articles have done, or like it would be. I think it would be better, for example, better than having an English article published in a lesser ranked journal. So I think they look into that as well. Obviously, your hang on. Yeah, biomedical engineering specifically, right? So I don't think it would hurt too much to have your articles published in Russian. For example, if I study economic history, For example, like if I published my articles in Turkish, then applying might be a little bit difficult. Could be a little bit difficult, like because there's a bigger difference since it's not a natural science. So yeah. Other than that, I don't see any new questions. And guys, this is a Q&A live stream. Eamon, did you want to say anything?
Oh yeah, yeah. Just one thing is that one metric is also citations. So if your
Yeah.
articles are cited by other articles, and if they're cited many times, that also gives a lot of credibility to your work. And the fact that they're cited, I mean, it doesn't really uh, matter in what language they're written. So that's one thing I forgot to mention.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Eamon. Um, by the way, you muted yourself at the end of that sentence. Just want to let
Oh,
you know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Again, this is a Q&A live stream. If you have any questions, type those in. Otherwise, we talked about the scholarship that we wanted to talk about. Uh, so first of all, you don't need to switch to Turkish. Are you from Azerbaijan? That's I think so. He asks, are you like this is this your occupation, or like for example, do you give consulting services for application to PhD? Said. Um, so we do have a consulting services subject. I'll get you in a second, Neon Penguin. So we do have consulting services here. Basically, that kind of means that you don't apply through Global Scholarships, our website, but we have memberships. Yeah, I'm from Turkey, but I could see from the words you used that I think that's you're from Azerbaijan. So you can become a member on our YouTube channel, and I think it was the second tier. In the second tier, you get access to our Discord server, in which you can get direct support for your applications or like other application opportunities. I'm like not from me. I'm just a layman here. I'm just hosting this YouTube channel, but there are here and there. Ayman is there. Our experts can give you direct support. So yeah, you can just look through here. I mean, if you click on this, it will take you to our YouTube page, which is like our membership page on YouTube. So you can. I cannot show you here because it doesn't let me. But yeah, that's the way you can get direct support for your own applications. Hey, what to do if I failed in subject in 12? Tell some Australian scholarships. Sure. First of all, the subject, if I failed in subject in 12th. Eamon, what do you make of this question?
yeah, I'm not sure if I understand the question.
Do you mean, for example, you had to do your 12th grade a second time? Is that what you mean by failed in, or do you mean failed in a specific subject in the 12th
mhm.
grade, but then graduated nevertheless? Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's the second, but
Yeah, I think so too. By the way, to see, let us know about that detail for finding scholarships in Australia. So here's what you do. You can just type in Australia here, right? I will give one subject exam. So you have one subject that you have to pass, and then you'll be done in 12th grade. And for example, like after this summer, you'll have graduated from the 12th grade. Is that what, like from high school? Am I understanding this correctly? Okay, I see. Um, I don't think it really kind of matters as long as your GPA is still high. Eamon, what do you think?
I don't think it matters. But there are courses when you apply. that require certain grades in certain subjects. So it depends on
Hmm.
your interests, basically. So if you're applying to computer science, for example, they will require a certain grade in mathematics and probably a certain grade in physics. And that will matter. So, but if the subject is not really related to the course you're trying to apply to for at university, it doesn't really matter.
Of course, I don't know what country you're from and the procedures, but for example, when I was in high school, like if I failed in a subject, but then I got a second chance. I don't remember what the name of the exam was, but if I passed, nevertheless, it didn't show in my transcription or anything like that. Like if I got a high grade, it's just at the end the result was was the result that showed in my transcription. So I'm not even sure if they would even know that. Other than that, we have, as you can see, let me share this with you. These are currently open ones for bachelors in Australia. Uh, a lot of these will be just partial funding. So let me choose full tuition. Yeah, zero full tuition and zero full funding right now. Because they're not, there are some full funding and full tuition scholarships in Australia. You can filter for yourself here. Um, but they're not open right now. For example, we have full funding um, humanitarian scholarship, which is obviously not open for everyone. Uh, Koch scholarship, this in Monash University, we made a video about this. This is like more or less popular, which is scholarship that you can apply to. For example, it gives you tuition, on-campus accommodation, yearly allowance, a one-time award, student visa fees. Australia does not give you a lot of full funding scholarships. Also, there's the government scholarship, right? Hang on, let me see. Yeah, Australia Award Scholarship. You can also read about this if you're interested in. Because they're like I think they were the top uh, exporter in terms of like education. And so it's like kind of like a big sector here. They kind of expect you to go there and pay for education. It's kind of like a what would you say, like a service that they're exporting from their own country. So yeah, they don't give you a lot of full funding scholarships. You'll way more likely to find one in Canada or United States, especially. We have some full tuition scholarship. Yeah, scholarships you can find. Look into these. There are again partial funding scholarships that you can apply to, but since the tuition fees of some of these universities are really high, um, partial scholarships by themselves won't really help you a lot. I mean, if you get like $10,000 or maybe a 40% discount on tuition fees from a partial funding scholarship, you'll still have to pay about like $15,000 Australian dollars every year, and then you will have to also pay your living costs. So yeah, you didn't specify full funding. I thought you are kind of interested in learning what opportunities you have, like what is the landscape of scholarships in Australia. Eamon, do you want to add anything about this question? Like perhaps in general for Australia.
I think something just to talk about in general is that June is not
Mhm.
exactly the month to look for scholarships. Most of them are closed by now, and none of them are open. So it's around towards the end of July, maybe August, that scholarships start to open again. Universities as well. Not many universities offer summer uh, terms, so
Mhm.
most of them are just fall or spring terms, and the spring term has ended for most universities now. So it is the best time for preparation. You should just look up the general requirements of scholarships and then gather all those general requirements. Have CVs that are general as well. and then start from there. So when the scholarships open, you'll have most of the documents, and if there are ones that are required by the scholarships, they will be easier to manage because you don't have to do the entire process at the same time. You would have done most of the work now, and then you just do the things that are scholarship specific or university specific, and that saves you a lot of time, and time is really important. If you want to write a, a statement of purpose, uh, just get on it now, get feedback from people, and give yourself as much time as possible. Many people who got scholarships really draft their essays or statements of purpose for months, and they keep rewriting until it feels uh really good. And that's what you should do because you can't just submit your first draft. It's not going to be good. You think that it's good, but the more you sit on it, the more you reread it, redraft it, the more you realize there are things to improve. And when you give yourself time and start early, you have the luxury of doing that.
Okay, thank you very much, Eamon. Again, everyone, if you have any other questions, by the way, Monash, like this scholarship in Monash also has eligible nationalities and it's just given to one person. So yeah, they're really not all that interested in giving out full funding scholarships. Anyway, which country can you recommend for me personally? So, um, that's a difficult question. I think like it kind of really depends on you and where you want to study. For example, I think like UK, Sweden, or Germany. So I'm just talking about the scholarship opportunities. Like I'm obviously again I'm a layman. I just host the YouTube channel for which I get information from global scholarships or other sources that I can find. Ayman is the real expert here. My personal opinion is United Kingdom and Sweden. If you want to go and study there, I wouldn't really get my hopes up a lot in terms of scholarships. You don't get a lot of scholarships in either country. You know, in United Kingdom, you have obviously the government scholarship. Other than that, they don't really give you like too many of those. I mean, you are PhD, you have more options. For example, let's type in and see United Kingdom. And for PhD, you can get like assistantships, but a lot of the times assistantships are not guaranteed. You don't really know whether you're going to get those until you go and start studying in the university. And both Sweden and United Kingdom are kind of expensive. So yeah, these are the ones. For example, let's see full funding ones. About 27 full funding scholarships in United Kingdom for PhD. But as you can see, some of these are for either specific programs or sanctuary scholarships. Let me share the link with you. You can look into this for yourself. In Germany, I think doing PhD in Germany like in biomedical engineering might be a good idea because in Germany we've talked about this a lot. A lot of universities, public universities, don't charge any tuition fees. So you only need to have about like 12,000 euros or something like that to cover your own expenses and like to put it into a blocked account. And other than that, as you can see, a lot of these like top global universities and a lot of these universities would be really good in terms of biomedical engineering. They're just free. You have to pay about 300 euros or something like that. Not that many other scholarships. We have obviously DAAD, the government scholarship, but it is really difficult to get. I mean, it's really competitive, but we do have some assistantships. Let's see, full funding, right? Wait, no, that cannot be true. No, it's not full funding, it's partial funding. Yeah, keep that in mind. For example, a lot of the scholarships, like assistantships in Germany, would appear partial funding because they cannot cover your tuition fees because there is no tuition fee to cover in the first place. For example, this is student assistantship at RWTH IHAN, for which we made a video. Basically, this will give you about 12,000 euros per year, which should cover your living costs in Germany. And this is an assistantship. These are usually given to PhD students, like more preferable. And you won't have to pay any tuition fees in this university. And if you get this assistantship, you'll also get about 12,000 euros per year stipend. So I think Germany, among those three, makes the most sense. But there are other options as well. For example, I think you shouldn't sleep on China. China has a lot of great scholarships, a lot of full funding scholarships. It's not very expensive, even if you don't get a full funding scholarship. And a lot of, like, they have a lot of, but what would you say, like high ranking, very like top ranking universities globally. And I think could be a good place to study biomedical engineering. So I think among those three, Germany might be your best option in terms of scholarships. And I think you should also consider China and also France and Italy as well. France do also have like a lot of free tuition universities. In Germany, I'm sorry, in Italy also tuition fees can be very, very, very low, like 1,000 euros or something like that. And they both have some scholarships, especially if you are a PhD, if you're going there to do research. So I think those countries are also kind of are good ideas. So yeah, that's my personal opinion. Ayman, what would you say? Um, I cannot hear you if you're speaking. Ayman?
Hello?
Yep, I can hear now.
Oh, okay. So what I was saying is that choosing the country is a matter of personal choice.
Yeah,
Um, as far as I'm concerned, you should apply everywhere and not limit yourself to 3 countries or 4 countries. If the application is free, you should just do it. Uh, it doesn't matter where, as you said. So there are a lot of options. There's China, there's South Korea, there's Japan. Um, there are many European countries. There's always a compromise somewhere. So if you want to study in Europe somewhere, you'd probably have to learn the language as well.
yeah,
Uh, your program could be English taught, but life in general would require some level of uh, mastery of the language. So if you just find yourself motivated to learn a new language, to be part of a new culture, then just apply everywhere. It doesn't really matter. But if you just want to be at or in an English speaking country, then that's also a personal choice. As you said, Germany is probably out of the 3 countries mentioned the most viable. But if you're looking for scholarships, that is, since tuition is already free, but Sweden is also just as good. I never recommend the United Kingdom just because the tuition fees are too high. There aren't enough
yeah.
scholarships. So it's always probably at the bottom of any list of recommendations. As far as the United States is concerned, currently it's not viable at all, because of the just the political
Yeah.
uh situation there and how visas are not given anymore to international students, at least for now. So I should look elsewhere. It's usually the best option because there are a lot of assistantships, there are a lot of research scholarships there. But as of right now, it's not really an option. So, yeah, out of those 3 countries, I would probably favor Germany.
Okay, thank you. So, um, Kirk says, Sir, Leiden University, bachelor's, or Leiden University, bachelor's, any fully funded scholarship? I don't think we have Do we? Okay, we do. Uh, okay, in Netherlands. By the way, Netherlands is also might be a good option for you. So they do have some scholarships for I think we made a video about it like a month or two ago. They do have some scholarships for graduate students. Not that many for undergraduates, but so bachelor again, no, not that many. I'm sorry, no fully funded scholarship. But for graduates, for example, okay, not here perhaps, but let me see. I remember I've heard also Netherlands like Dutch universities are a bit more were a bit more accepting. Like I remember my professors a couple of years ago just like suggesting me, recommending Dutch universities, saying they're very much accepting. So for example, yeah, we have 10 full funding scholarships, uh, but like one of them is for bachelors. So yeah, I think you can find a lot of good options here for PhD, and they're very interested in your research as well. Like it's not just like a scholarship. It's not just like an assistantship, but they are really they give a lot of importance to your research. So yeah, some of them are all subjects, science, all subjects. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, Karuk, I'm sorry, I don't think this university has any full funding scholarships for bachelors. I don't think Netherlands is a great place to find a lot of scholarships for bachelors. Again, they really focus um, on research. So yeah, Eamon, do you want to add anything about this, like Leiden University, or about Netherlands in general, perhaps?
Um, yeah, so I think everything about it is theirs. There is nothing really
Yeah.
to add about the university. If they don't have bachelor's scholarships, then there's nothing you can do about that. Maybe check out other universities. Yeah, the Netherlands is much like its neighboring European countries, a great and viable option for international students. Um, I think to why it stands out for me in general is that the people or most of the people speak English fluently, and most of the recipients we have in the Netherlands make that a point that they have never had any issues
Hmm.
with life in general in the Netherlands because uh, all people, or I would say most people, if not all, speak English fluently, which is great.
Yeah.
So you don't really have to learn a new language in order to study in the Netherlands. And like some countries, like France, for example, or Spain, where people have some issues because not all people speak English there. So if you are looking for uh, a country in Europe that is not necessarily English speaking, but where people understand English and speak it fluently, the Netherlands is one of those options.
Yeah, I think that point also kind of goes for some Scandinavian countries as well. I've heard that for a lot of Scandinavian countries, like Sweden, for example. We didn't talk about that, but I've heard from a lot of people that they, uh, mainly English-speaking people, like native English, uh, they had like zero language barrier in Scandinavian countries. So, but yeah, that for Netherlands, that goes for Netherlands too. Okay, I don't see any new questions, and it's kind of our time to finish up anyway. So thank you everyone for joining in for today's live stream. If you're watching this on VOD after the live stream, thank you for watching. And Eamon, thank you for joining me here again, as always.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me as.
Okay, everyone, we are here every Friday, and I try to make polls every Monday to see like what you're interested in. If you can join those, Thank you very much, Koruku, for joining in. As always, you're here every week. And well, everyone, have a nice week and see you next Friday. Bye.